What if I told you that real wealth doesn't come from speed, but from silence? That the most legendary billionaires didn't win by rushing into noise, but by sitting still in storms most men ran from? Warren Buffett didn't build a fortune by being the fastest. He built it by being the calmest. While the world panicked, he waited. While others chased trends, he read books. While the market screamed, he whispered. And that whisper turned into an empire. Because here's the truth most never learn. Desperation is loud, but conviction is quiet. Most men are sprinting after money like it's running away from them. But money runs from those who chase it, and it comes quietly to those who attract it. So let me ask you, are you chasing like the crowd or attracting like the wealthy? Most people are stuck in a silent panic. They wake up already behind, scrolling, comparing, chasing, trying to catch a train that never stops. But here's the truth. The people who get rich aren't faster, they're clearer. They don't run in every direction. They walk one path with ruthless focus. Because wealth doesn't reward chaos. It rewards clarity. You don't need more speed. You need fewer distractions. And that's where 99% of men get it wrong. They think more action means more success. But action without strategy is just exhaustion. Write this down. Frantic movement is not momentum. It's fear in disguise. Warren Buffett didn't make billions by being busy. He made billions by being still long enough to see what others missed. While the market obsessed over the next shiny stock, he studied fundamentals, patterns, human behavior. He mastered the art of waiting. And that's what this video is really about. Not how to move faster, but how to build the kind of inner calm that makes the world chase you. Let's talk about the first trap: anxiety. Financial anxiety is the silent epidemic. It's not just about money. It's about the pressure to make it before 30, the fear of missing out, the desperation to escape mediocrity. So what do most men do? They move faster. They buy crypto without research. They jump on every hustle. They say yes to noise and no to patience. And then they wonder why they're still stuck. But here's the diagnosis. They're not lacking opportunity. They're drowning in it. The modern world is too loud. And in that volume, they lose their vision. Warren Buffett said it best. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. Let that sink in. Impatience isn't just emotional. It's expensive. Every rush decision is a tax on your peace. So how do you escape this cycle? You build clarity. You filter. You subtract. Buffett doesn't chase 100 investments. He waits for one that feels inevitable. He calls it the 20-slot rule. Imagine you only get 20 decisions in your whole career. That kind of constraint breeds discipline. It forces you to think, not react. To move like a king, not a gambler. So write this down. You don't need more moves. You need better moves made from a calmer mind. Let me tell you what kills more dreams than failure. Comparison. You see someone on Instagram with a new car, a luxury watch, a passive income stream. And suddenly, your calm turns into chaos. You start doubting your path. You forget your strategy. You abandon your pace. But here's the catch. You're comparing your backstage to someone else's highlight reel. You're letting illusions dictate your identity. And that is financial suicide. The wealthy don't play that game. They don't measure themselves by the moment. They measure themselves by the mission. Warren Buffett isn't asking what other billionaires are buying. He's asking, does this align with my principles? My long-term map? You think he bought Coca-Cola because it was trending? No, he bought it because he understood it. He believed in it. He knew that time would do the heavy lifting. So here's the shift. Stop letting the world set your pace. Set your own damn clock. When you build internal validation, you stop looking sideways. You start playing a different game. The rich are not obsessed with appearing rich. They're obsessed with becoming untouchable. That means quiet moves. That means peace over hype. That means goals based on your values, not their approval. So ask yourself, are your goals really yours? Or are you borrowing dreams from people you don't even respect? This is where most men lose it. Emotion. Not because they're weak, but because they're untrained. The market dips, and they panic. A friend doubles his money overnight, and they chase. A setback hits, and they retreat. Why? Because they've never been taught to think in decades, only in days. That's the fatal flaw. Warren Buffett says, if you aren't willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. That's not just about investing. It's about mindset. The rich don't react. They respond. They've trained their emotional muscles. They see through the panic. They know the storm is temporary, but the principle is permanent. And this is what you must internalize. Money flows to those who master the delay. Not the delay of pleasure, but the delay of validation, of reaction, of approval. Every man who made a fortune did it by building when no one was watching. Think of that. They weren't loud. They weren't flashy. They were consistent, patient, quietly dangerous. So here's your move. Stop trading your power for speed. Stop making decisions from fear. Start thinking in 10-year visions. Build a strategy so solid, no crash can shake it, no trend can distract it, and no man can match it. Because when the world is emotional, the calm man becomes king. Let me tell you a story that will stay with you forever. Warren Buffett bought Coca-Cola in 1988. Not because it was hot, not because someone tweeted it. He bought it because he understood the brand, the product, the human psychology behind it. He knew people would keep drinking Coke, recession or boom. So he waited. While others flipped in and out, he held. And decades later, that single move earned him over $20 billion. Not by moving fast, but by moving with precision. That's the kind of play you make when you're calm. But it gets deeper. Think back to 1907. Financial panic. Banks collapsing. Crowds running to withdraw their savings. Chaos everywhere. And John D. Rockefeller? He's walking through Wall Street like it's a Sunday stroll. Composed. Not because he didn't care, but because he understood the cycle. He used that moment not to retreat, but to buy. That calm made him unstoppable. And now let me give you the metaphor. The millionaire mind is not a storm. It's a still lake. On the surface, it may look boring, quiet, undisturbed. But underneath, there's a power you can't see, a depth you can't shake. Most men are like oceans in a storm, crashing, reacting, directionless. But you must become the lake. Still, clear, reflective, unmoved by wind, unmoved by waves. Because in that silence, decisions become surgical. And when your mind becomes still, your wealth becomes inevitable. Write this down. Hurry is the voice of fear. Calm is the language of mastery. If you want to know who will win, don't look at who's loudest. Look at who's still building in silence when no one is watching. Look at the man who's not checking prices every 5 minutes. He's the one owning the future. Another one. You don't need to be early. You need to be ready. Warren Buffett didn't try to catch every trend. He waited for his pitch. And when it came, he swung hard and never looked back. That's your edge. Patience with power. Stillness with strategy. And here's one more. You are not what you do on your best day. You are what you hold on to in your worst. The market crashes, the world panics, but you remain unmoved. Because you've trained for this. You've studied conviction like it's a religion. You don't fold. You don't flinch. You don't flee. Because you know who you are. You know what you're building. And that kind of identity, that's unshakable. So don't let the outside noise become your inner voice. Don't let speed steal your sovereignty. Move with purpose. Speak with clarity. Build like a ghost and show up like a storm. You're not here to play small. You're not here to react to every headline, every dip, every whisper of fear. You are here to build something eternal. Not fast money, but legacy. Not noise, clarity. You were not born to be another panicked man in the crowd. You were born to be the calm in the center of the storm. The still point in a spinning world. The one who moves when others freeze and waits when others fumble. You're not the man chasing trends. You're the one building foundations. And from this moment forward, you don't think in weeks. You think in decades. You don't measure results by what you made today. You measure by what you've positioned to own for life. That's who you are now. You are the man who chooses strategy over stress, simplicity over drama, depth over speed. And let me tell you something most never hear. You don't have to prove anything to anyone when you operate from vision. You don't need permission. You don't need applause. Because you're not performing. You're aligning. This is the man you came here to be. Not reactive, not desperate, not rushed, but grounded, focused, patient, relentless. You are becoming unshakable. So decide, right now. Not tomorrow, not next quarter. Right now. Are you going to keep reacting to the market like everyone else? Or are you going to become the type of man the market can't shake? Are you going to keep consuming, comparing, spiraling? Or are you going to step into the one mindset that never loses? Long-term, calm, deliberate wealth? You don't need another strategy. You need a standard. You don't need another trick. You need a truth. And here it is. The calmest man always wins. Because when you operate from stillness, you think clearer, choose better, and move with force that looks like patience. That's not weakness. That's power most men will never taste. You don't need applause. You need alignment. So build like it. Live like it. Think like it. You're not racing anymore. You're constructing, brick by brick, in silence, on purpose. And when the world finally sees it, it'll look like you built an empire overnight. But you'll know, you built it in the dark, with intention, with vision, with unshakable calm. Success isn't luck, it's alignment. Wealth isn't noise, it's discipline repeated in silence. And confidence? Confidence is not some arrogant roar. It's the quiet knowing that your actions today are building the life you'll own tomorrow. So walk like it, think like it, show up like the future is already yours. Because if you stay calm long enough, it will be. You are not just a man chasing financial freedom. You are the architect of it. You don't wait for opportunity. You prepare for it. You don't beg for success. You command it through consistency. You've outgrown the chaos. You've outgrown the panic. You've outgrown the rush. Now go build what you deserve. In silence, with conviction, like the giants before you. Buffett did. Rockefeller did. And now, it's your move.